Machu Picchu is also known as the Lost City. The wondrous structure is one of the seven world wonders. Many people do not know about the ancient structure because of the fall of the Incan Empire in 1532, hence why it has gotten the nickname the Lost City. The structure is located in the Andes Mountains by Cusco, Peru. The ancient Incan civilization was a sophisticated society. Although it is hard to believe since they flourished in 1438 to 1532, an example of their intellect is how they had about 24,000 miles in roadway network. The empire was known for conquesting villages and tribes, therefore the roadways were much needed in order to communicate with different parts of their empire. Another example of the Incans' intelligence is the Kapu. This is a tool used by civilization to keep records of information. The Incans did not have a language system, therefore the Kapu was essential to society. However, archaeologists are exactivating Kapus and trying to learn what each precise knot means. In 1532, Francisco Pizarro captured the Incan king Atahualpa and held him for ransom. After his execution, the conquistadors won battles against the Incans, which resulted in their extinction. Machu Picchu was not founded again until Irem Bingham in 1911. Machu Picchu is made up of multiple structures, which mostly consist of religious temples. The Incans were a polytheistic society and followed their beliefs strictly. First, the Temple of the Sun, as pictured, is located in the urban sector of Machu Picchu. The only way to access the temple is through a gate. In addition, the temple is at the highest part of Machu Picchu, so it is the closest to heaven, which means it is closest to their sacred gods. Next is the sacred plaza that Machu Picchu contains. This is known as the political center of the urban sector. The structure is surrounded by many terraces in order to accompany all the Incans who attended the festivities or celebrations. As pictured in the sacred plaza, the Incans had incredible stonework skills. The technique they use is known as ashlar, which is when the stones fit without the use of mortar. The Incans had no knowledge of steel or other metals and were still able to fit the stones perfectly without cutting into them. The sacred plaza looks a little unfinished, but they used a building technique known as Wairona. Next is the main plaza of Machu Picchu, which is one of the most important places for the aristocratic Incan class. The main plaza was used for rituals and celebrations to worship sacred Incan gods. It is one of the biggest parts of Machu Picchu because it had to hold many attendees for mass rituals and ceremonies. Since Machu Picchu is one of the seven world wonders, there are thousands of tourists every year. There are two ways to get to the structure. The first way is to take a 4-hour train ride from Cusco to the Sacred Valley, and then after the first train ride is a 2-hour ride from the Sacred Valley to the top of the mountain. The next way to get to the top of the mountain is to hike on the Salcantay Trail for 5 to 8 days. However, you will not be alone. Each group has many hikers with a guide in order to learn about their surroundings, the culture, and for emergency purposes. In addition, it is possible to merge a hike with a train ride, so therefore you could hike for about 2 days and have a train ride for the rest. Many tourists visit between the months June to August because the weather is usually the nicest. Although Machu Picchu is an incredible structure, there is a large risk of landslides occurring because of the tectonic plates that push the mountain together. Most scientists hypothesize that there may be a splitting in the main plaza because of the running groundwater between the two blocks. Another prime problem associated with Machu Picchu is the differences of economic class. The high-class hotels are resulting in local inhabitants to go further into poverty. This is because they are too far from the attraction to earn revenue for themselves, therefore resulting in no indoor plumbing and poverty. In conclusion, Machu Picchu was created by the advanced Incan civilization. Through their communication network, building techniques, and religious beliefs, they have left behind the historic structure. Many people visit Machu Picchu on a daily basis to feel the historic importance that was created. Therefore, Machu Picchu may be ancient, but it will never, ever be forgotten by this world society and through the next generations.